I'm Daniel Woods, and coming up on WVU News, I'll give you the story behind rising gas prices and tell you what to expect at the pump coming up in the spring.
I am Carly Burkhouse, and straight ahead on WVU News, I will tell you about a competition that allows WVU students and staff to climb to new heights.
While COVID-19 cases are on the decline, the blood shortage is ramping up across the U.S. I'm Jessica Riley, and straight ahead, I'll tell you why the American Red Cross needs your help. Our Emmy Award-winning WVU News starts now.
$3.54 a gallon. That's how much Americans are paying at the pump for gas. I'm Daniel Woods.
And I'm Allie McDaniel. And as COVID numbers decrease, so does the percentage of blood donations, with a 10% decline since March of 2020.
These stories and more on WVU News, an Emmy Award-winning newscast produced by television journalism students right here at West Virginia University.
Gas prices have skyrocketed this year, and experts say Russia's attack on Ukraine could push them even higher, with Russia being the second largest producer of oil in the world.
That's right, Allie, and the Russia-Ukraine conflict could push prices at the pump to record-level highs. But how are those rising gas prices affecting those here in West Virginia?
The average price of a gallon of gas has risen by over $1 in the last year, which has forced some people to look for alternatives when they go to fill up.
I personally run like this E88 that's available with sheets just because it's like right now it's almost 20 cents cheaper a gallon than 87, and they're virtually the same thing.
Americans in all 50 states are spending over $3 a gallon every time they come to the pump, and the national average is the highest it's been since 2014. Numbers show that the spike in prices over the last 12 months is due to economic bounce back coming out of the COVID-19 pandemic, as supply has fallen short of demand, according to WVU market forecaster Brian Lego.
You have a lot more use of gasoline, all the products of crude oil, so things have gotten a little thinner as far as the supply side is concerned. You just don't have as much growth in the supply to meet the growth in demand.
While the economics of the situation may seem simple, that's not always an easy explanation for people who have had to make lifestyle changes as a result.
I just have to go without because I need gas. I have to go to work, so I just have to go without other things, But I wish it was lower. I really do. I wish it was lower for everyone because it hurts. It doesn't matter what financial situation you're in. You could be doing good. It's still subtracting.
According to reporting by AAA, West Virginia's average gas price by the gallon remains approximately 20 cents below the national average of $3.54.
Experts say that the Russia-Ukraine conflict could push gas prices over $4 a gallon, Allie.
That's going to be a hardship for a lot of people, Daniel. Another struggle for some Americans is getting the blood they need in a crisis situation.
Jessica Riley joins us now from Studio B at the Reed College Media Innovation Center with her segment, Storytelling with Data, to tell us more. Jessica?
Allie, Daniel, the COVID-19 pandemic has wreaked havoc on healthcare systems across the globe. In West Virginia, medical professionals are still fighting the virus while dealing with an unanticipated consequence, a dwindling blood supply. The American Red Cross has seen a 10% decline in people donating blood since the start of the COVID-19 pandemic. That decrease continued through the Delta and Omicron surges, leaving an unexpected crisis. Jason Killing is the executive director of the West Virginia American Red Cross Allegheny Highlands chapter and says they provide 40% of the nation's emergency blood supply.
To realize that every donation of blood, every unit that's donated, it really is an exercise in compassion. And it can actually save or maintain someone's life.
Every 2 seconds, someone needs blood or platelets across the country, and almost 29,000 units of red blood cells are needed every day in the U.S. Donations come from only 3% of age-eligible people, according to the Red Cross. Colleges and high schools hold the highest number of drives, but since the pandemic, there has been a 62% drop. Macy Bliss is a member of the pharmaceutical sorority of WVU, and she arranges blood drives on campus for the Red Cross.
Whenever I set up my first blood drive with Kappa Psi, I thought it would be really cool to donate myself at my first blood drive that I was hosting. So I think what's most important to me is that to know that I'm actually saving lives.
The shortage means hospitals have had to reject some patients, but medical experts say there is some good news for people who want to give and may be hesitant. If you have had COVID or are vaccinated, you can donate today and potentially save a life. People ages 17 and older are eligible to donate blood as long as they meet Red Cross health requirements. You can find more information or a local blood drive at redcross.org. Allie, Daniel, back to you at the Waterfront Studio.
Thanks, Jessica. Another great cause like the American Red Cross is Special Olympics West Virginia. They've been putting on a polar plunge event to raise money for the past 18 years. And I went to Cheat Lake where the first ever Special Olympics polar plunge took place.
High winds and freezing temperatures didn't stop the mystery gang from taking a plunge, benefiting Special Olympics. Monongalia County residents put on a brave face last week, making waves for a good cause right here in West Virginia.
It's a little chilly, yeah, but the adrenaline kind of makes it go away, so not too terrible. It's the getting out and the wind blowing is what makes it a little more cold.
They don't call these events freezing for a reason for nothing. Just one polar plunge usually brings in around $25,000, thanks to participants and outside donations.
Special Olympics supports over 4,000 athletes just in West Virginia, and the money raised here is spent making sure no one is left behind.
Our athletes participate at no cost, so the funds raised here make sure that any athlete in West Virginia, any Special Olympics athlete in West Virginia that wants to be a part of our activities can be a part of our activities.
From Yoda to Winnie the Pooh and Captain America, participants prove that you can help out your community and have fun while doing it.
I just thought it'd be a cool opportunity to get some donations going to help some people in the Special Olympics. Our company that we work for, we've had people participating in it, so it just seemed like a cool way to, kind of help out, give back a little bit, and it was pretty fun.
These polar plunges show us just how much a small jump could make a big impact.
This event raised $32,000 for Special Olympics. If you'd like to donate to the West Virginia Special Olympics, the website is at the bottom of your screen.
Well, the polar plunge participants swam outdoors. Adventure West Virginia hosted an indoor rock climbing competition at WVU's Recreation Center. Carly Burkhouse joins us now in the studio to tell us more about climbing as a community. Carly?
Thanks, Daniel. The pandemic caused many activities to be canceled. One of those is the annual Mountaineer Mountaintop climbing competition. With COVID case numbers on the decline, the event was brought back and climbers of all skill levels were able to compete. Catherine Romer states that she has been in and out of climbing recently, but says she is excited to participate in the Mountaineer Mountaintop climbing competition that was held at the WVU Rec Center this month.
I hadn't been on the rocks in a while, so it was a really fun way to get out here and just on non-graded climbs. Just kind of like work your way up from the bottom and see where you're at.
This is the first top roping competition that Adventure WV has hosted since the pandemic began in 2020. The Mountaineer Mountaintop climbing competition is allowing individuals of various skill levels to come out and test their abilities. Climbers compete in 2 divisions to try their hand at various climbing routes to see who can reach the top on the most difficult sections. Having a large variety of routes was even more important this year than in the past. Climbing Wall student manager Nicholas Summerlin says that this year more climbers turned out to the event. People who Summerlin says got into climbing during the pandemic.
I think a lot of people over the course of quarantine and things like that have really gotten into climbing, and climbing's really become a bigger sport than it was a few years ago.
Climbing has always been a sport with a strong community, but Romer says that this was on full display during the competition.
That everybody's been super supportive and less competitive. It's like every time somebody tops out a route, everybody screams.
Adventure WV is planning to have many more climbing competitions in the future. Summerlin says there are usually 2 competitions each year. If you missed out on the competition, don't worry. The rock climbing wall in WVU's Rec Center is open every day, and it's free for students. You can check out the website at the bottom of your screen for more information.
Thanks, Carly. With the weather getting warmer, Adventure West Virginia offers plenty of outdoor activities for students as well.
That's right, Allie. And coming up, sports reporter Andrew Nogowski gives us an inside look at the swimming and diving teams.
I'm Andrew Nogowski. The Big 12 Swimming and Diving Championships are in Morgantown, and one diver looks to go out on top, and potentially his last meet is a Mountaineer. WVU News continues in a moment.
Well, Allie, the Big 12 Swimming and Diving Championships were held in Morgantown this year for just the second time in program history.
Sophia Pisano is here with sports to tell us more. Sophia?
Thanks, Allie. Having that home turf advantage certainly doesn't hurt. The Aquatic Center at Milan Park was the place to be as the Mountaineers took on the rest of the Big 12 in men's and women's swimming and diving. Our own sports reporter Andrew Nogowski spent some time poolside with the team. He has details on how home pool advantage has given the Mountaineers a much-needed confidence boost.
The swimming and diving season is in the final lap as the WVU swimming and diving teams took part in the Big 12 Championships. It is only the second time that the championships have come to Morgantown. Head coach Vic Riggs says that having the competition at their own pool has given his team a confidence boost.
Oh, I think it goes a long way. I mean, you're in your own environment. We practice here every day. It's our lanes, it's our blocks. We have our team lounge, so it's a comfortability that really helps.
Even though this is senior diver PJ Lenz's last ever meet at his own pool, he says he would not have the success he has had without the help of his teammates.
Certainly my teammates. It's family here. It's not just team. So I couldn't have gotten here without everyone, and especially the coaches too. It's a special place.
Lenz's contributions to the program have been significant as he holds 2 WVU diving records. The first record that he holds is for the men's 1-meter dive with a score of 396.98. The second record he holds is for the platform dive with a score of 377.00. Lenz did not qualify for the men's 1-meter dive final in the Big 12 meet, but he did qualify for the NCAA Zone A Diving Championships in March. Andrew Nogowski, WVU Sports, Morgantown.
The swimming and diving teams all competed over 4 days. The Mountaineers won a total of 11 medals, and PJ Lenz took home a silver medal on the men's platform.
Thanks, Sophia, and congratulations to all the swimming and diving champions. Well, that's it for this week's edition of WVU News. I'm Daniel Woods.
And I'm Allie McDaniel. You can visit us online on our website, or you can also watch our shows on YouTube. And please follow us and our reporters on Twitter. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.